Good morning, everyone. Tiffany Quinn here, and this is our full body joint mobility workout. Today's 10-minute routine will be a series of isolated joint rotations to help you improve the way you move and the way you perform both during your workouts as well as in daily activity. The only things you'll be needing for the routine today include a mat or a soft surface to perform our exercises on, and you may also opt to include a yoga block or a pillow. This will simply be used as support for your head during our side-lying hip rotations. Now smash that thumbs up button for me, subscribe to the channel for a new routine every week, and let's go ahead and loosen things up. Welcome back, everyone, for our joint mobility workout today. Now through this routine, we have a total of 10 controlled articular rotations to perform. These are joint isolated exercises that we can use to increase our overall range of movement and our pain-free ranges of movement. Now that being said, I'd like you to keep in mind that through the workout, if at any point you do feel some sort of pain, I'd like you to back out of the range of movement you're in and decrease the intensity. We want to work within that pain-free range of movement throughout the entire workout, and these progressions will come over time, so you do not need to go at your greatest intensity. Now we are starting off with the neck. Our timer will be set for 60 seconds each exercise with a 20-second transition between. So coming into a neutral position on the mat, our hands will come down to the sides, and as you take a 4-second inhale through the nose, I want you to pull together full body tension, knowing that you don't want to move through anything except the neck. In 3, in 2, on 1, I'd like you to exhale, tucking the chin down towards the chest, holding that full body tension. We're going to rotate to the right, extend, rotate to the left, and flex down. Rotate right, extend, rotate left, and flex down. With every rep, trying to fight for more range of motion, staying in that pain-free range. Extend, rotate left, tuck down, rotate right, and come to center. We switch directions, tucking the chin towards the chest, rotate left, extend, rotate right, flex down. Breathing throughout. Taking each exercise at your own pace. Flex down, rotate left, extend. Let's take it one more time to the right, to the center, and you can relax that tension for a moment. Okay, working into the shoulders next. I'd like you to keep your shoulders away from the ears throughout. We're taking the palms out to the side, straighten the arms out nice and long. The elbows are straight. We're going to lift towards the midline. As we come up, we're going to internally rotate with the arms. Extend behind you, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. Fight for more internal rotation on the way down, holding those arms tense, and come back up, externally rotating as you come up. Fight for more external rotation, and try to keep the same cadence throughout, all the way down, and bring it back up towards the midline. Internally rotating at the top, fight for more internal rotation if you can. Continue on the way down, keeping that pace, and reverse it all the way up. Externally rotate through the shoulders, towards the midline, fight for more reduction, more external rotation, and last time up and over. Internal rotation, all the way back, and we're going to reverse it for that last time. Come up, external rotation, all the way down, and you can hold those arms in front. Now from here, you can either have the palms straight or you can have them in fists. We're now working through the scapula. We're going to punch forward, elevate, retract back to press down. Punch forward, elevate, retract back to press down. Nothing else is moving. Now let's try to smooth it out, fighting for more range of motion with each rep. Punch forward, elevate, retract back to press down. Come forward, elevate, retract to press down. Last one. Now I'd like you to come into your protraction, pushing the arms forward. From here, we're going to reverse it. So we depress down, retract back, elevate, punch forward. Come down, retract back, elevate, punch forward. For 3, try to smooth it out, elevate, and forward. For 2, come down, retract back, elevate, punch forward. Last time. And relax the arms down. Incredible, how do we feel? Feels good, right? We're smoothing things out. So now we're going to bring the arms slightly away from the midline. The palms are facing down. We're now working and isolating the elbow joint. So we want to curl up towards the shoulders, external rotation, and lower. Let's curl up with the palms in, internal rotation, all the way down. Come up, externally rotate, taking the thumbs away from the midline. Lower down, curl up, trying not to move through the wrist, internal rotation, all the way down, only moving through the elbows. Really pull tension into those arms. Come up, internal rotation, and down. Come up, externally rotate, and down. Slow and controlled. 20 seconds left. Keep that cadence, keep that pace. Stay at your own tempo, and try to fight for a bit more rotation with every rep you're doing here. Last time up, last external rotation, and slowly bring it down. Now going into our thoracic spine, so that's the mid-spine area here. The important thing to remember is that you want to keep those hips in alignment. At no point should they be moving, so we want these really statute in place. Now taking the arms across the body, we're going to tuck the chin down, coming into upper body, upper spine, and mid-spine flexion. Come down to your lowest point as best you can, rounding the upper spine, rotating left, side bend, extend, over to the left, side bend, and flex. Rotate right, keeping the hips in place, extend, over to the left, and flex. Rotate right, side bend, extend, over to the left, side bend, flex down, come to center, and reverse the direction. Rotate left, side bend, extend through that mid-spine, side bend, flex, and rotate to the left. Hold that spinal flexion. We're rounding the upper to mid-spine area. Last rotation, let's take it one more time. Over to the right, side bend and flex. Over to the left, side bend and extend all the way to the top. So we're now coming down to the mat. If you do have a yoga block, you're welcome to use it. If not, it is okay to go without or use a pillow. This is going to be placed below the head. The bottom arm comes forward. The top arm punches down. Both legs are straight. Now flex the top foot and lift that leg. We're coming up with the knee towards the chest. Into external rotation, internal rotation of the knee, lower down. Stack forward, donkey kick back. Open wide away from the midline. Adduct down and extend. So coming into hip flexion all the way up through the hip joint. Abduct away from the body. Internal rotation. Lower down into adduction, come forward with the knee, donkey kick back, not compensating through the lower back, abduction away from the body. Now try to get a little more flexion as you bring that leg forward and extend down. Into hip flexion, fight for more flexion, external rotation, internal rotation of the knee, adduct down, last time, come forward, donkey kick back, abduction away from the body, adduct down into flexion and extension, lower it down. Over to that other side. This one is a bit tricky. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. The top arm comes forward, punching down into the bottom arm. Let's lift that top leg. Coming into hip flexion, knee up towards the chest, open away from the body. Internally rotate with the knee, fight for more internal rotation. Lower down, come forward to stack the hips. Donkey kick back into extension, open through your hip joint, and lower down towards the midline and extend. Into hip flexion, into abduction, internal rotation, lower down, come forward, extension back, back into abduction, reversing it, and back into adduction, extension of the leg. Last time, flex forward, open wide, internal rotation, lowering down, knee comes forward, extend back, into abduction, and adduct down, back into extension, and relax. Great job. We only have 3 more exercises to go here, so you can move that block over to the side, coming onto your back, and the hands are on the floor next to you with the palms facing down. We're gonna lift both legs into a tabletop position, keeping the upper body entirely on the mat throughout and pulling up through the obliques as we lower to the left. Breathing throughout. Lift back to center and over to the right. Trying to keep the knees in line with the hips, only going down as far as you can without allowing the shoulders to lift off the mat, and using the core to lift yourself up. Lower to the right, hold that core nice and tight, lift up, and over to the left. Go at your own pace. You do not need to come all the way down. Lifting up, last time over to the left. Back to center, and you can lower the legs down to the mat. All right, I'd like you to roll yourself on up, coming into our quadruped position here. The hands are going to be directly below the shoulders, the knees are in line with the hips, and we can flex the feet as well. Now, I want you to stay in a neutral position to start. What is going to happen here is you might get a little bit of lower back movement, but we want to keep that upper spine in place. So we're going to tuck the hips forward through the pelvic bones and anteriorly rotate back, forming that arch. So we tuck forward, don't allow the upper back to round. Posterior rotation, hold for 3, 2, 1. Anterior rotation back, forming that arch, hold 3, 2, 1, and rotate forward as much as you can, only through the hips for 3, 2, 1. We're gonna rotate it back into anterior rotation once again. We are trying to disassociate our back and our spinal movement from the hips. Now tucking forward into posterior rotation, hold 3, 2, 1, and slowly release that tension into your natural position once again. Our final 2 exercises on each side. We're going to take that block and place it below our right foot. The left leg is going to come into a 90-degree position. Now from here, the posterior rotation we just did, I want you to tuck the hip bones forward. You're going to feel this stretch along the hip flexor. Now what you're going to do, and it gets a little bit confusing, we're going to drive the back of our foot and our knee towards the ground like we're scooping up, really extending that stretch right here. Incredible job. Now hold here. I want you to hold that drive for 3, 2, 1. You can release it, but hang on to that posterior rotation for 3, 2, 1, and changing sides. So the right leg now coming into that 90 degrees. The back foot is on that block. Find a comfortable position for yourself. We're going to come up. Now let's tuck the hip bones forward, feeling that stretch along the hip flexor. And I want you to start driving that knee in towards the floor. Back is straight, facing straight ahead like you're scooping up with the knee. The back of your foot is driving towards the floor. The knee is scooping up with that posterior tilt. For 3, 2, 1. You can release the drive down, but hold the posterior rotation of the hips. For 3, 2, 1, and you can remove that block. How did that feel? All right, so that is our 10-minute mobility session for our controlled articular rotations. Throughout the next month, I'll be bringing you a new series featuring kin stretch. Now what this is actually one step further from our controlled articular rotations, where we really work the joints into progressive and regressive stages using isolated holds. It's going to be super interesting and very, very different from the other trainings we've done together. So I do hope to see you there. If you did want to join in, be sure to subscribe, turn your notifications on, and be sure to comment and let me know how you got along. Fabulous work today, everyone. Now, before you leave me, be sure to like the video if you're already feeling better and subscribe to my channel for a new joint-specific mobility workout every week this month. Okay, everyone, I can't wait to see you for the next one. Now go have an amazing and pain-free day.